welcome back to my channel. Today we've got a little bit something different. We're gonna kind of mix what we've been doing in the past. So we're gonna do a limited edition collection, but we're gonna do it out of fabric from one of my viewers that got sent to my P.O. box. So first off, she wrote a little note for me. She said, "Hi Hailey, enjoyed the fabric." She said that she went to a new fabric store and these fabrics just jumped into their basket. It says, "Maddie is 7 and picked out the purple fabric for you." And she said to enjoy and use for your products from Linda. And these are the 3 fabrics that they sent me. So first up, this is the fabric that Maddie picked out, this gorgeous purple with white flowers. She has my kind of taste. This is absolutely gorgeous. And I really wonder where they got these. They're so pretty. Then our second one is so Xoxo Charley. They really got the theme down with Xoxo Charley through fabric. And they picked out little strawberries. There's some red ones and also some like more pink kind of purple berry toned ones. And then for our third fabric, we have this gorgeous blue with white on it, and it's almost like our very first purple one here. So they're a little bit the same, but this one has like some more florals on it, and then this one has just like little daisies with some stems, and so incredibly precious. I can't wait to use these. My idea for all of these is to make bowls because you guys seem to really enjoy all the bowls that I made for my Crimson Meadow collection. And ever since that collection, I've had so many messages, so many DMs asking, when are you gonna put bowls on your shop? When are you gonna come out with some more? So today I thought, let's go ahead and turn all of these fabrics into some limited edition, cute little bowls to organize like your nail polishes, your makeup, your clips, any little trinket will just fit right in there really nice. So our first step is to see how much fabric we have to work with. I think we should be about like a yard, maybe 1.5 yards, but let me just double check. I'm gonna go ahead and measure all 3 of these just in case we have different amounts for each. So first off for the purple, okay, looks like we've got 1 yard. Okay, so 1 yard of this one. Let's try this pink. This is almost like a peach, actually. It's not so pinky. This one is just so cute. I don't think I've ever had, well, actually, I have had strawberries, but they were a little bit different than this. Okay, so we also have 1 yard of this one. This one is a ruby star. I've always wanted to try their fabric. I love Ruby Star. I can't believe that I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I always walk by Ruby Star, all their different fabrics at the quilt shops, and I'm like, one day I'll get that. It's kind of how I felt about Tilda for a long time. Ruby Star Society, I love their fabrics. Okay, who is this one? Oh, okay, Rifle Paper Co. I thought that they only made stationery, but I guess they also make fabric. And then let's see about this one. This one we also have 1 yard, and this one is by Riley Blake, which looks very fitting. This is a very Riley Blake design. So now that we know that we have 1 yard of each, I gotta pick out our liner fabrics, which I think I can get from my stack of fabric here. I think I'll have at least something that will match pretty well. Even if we do all different ones, like we have a couple bowls of each liner fabric, if I can't choose between a couple, like we could even do this dark blue for this. I don't know, it doesn't match very well, but I feel like to give people more options and to use up all my different fabrics here from my previous limited edition collection. Even the pink gingham is so cute. I just don't know if people would like that. Like, is that something that people would enjoy? Ooh, the green gingham. Okay, that's cute. I love this sage green, but I don't have very much of it. What about, okay, we have this turquoise. That is like a little too matchy. We have another dark blue. We could try that. We could try this blue. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the blues with it, honestly. Ooh, I like that. I have a green or a blue gingham down here. I even have this blue gingham. I don't really like that either. And then I have like some extra fall. Ooh, we could try this sea foam. I actually like that. Okay, let me get this one out. So this one, I think that's cute for the liner of the bowl. What else do I have? We have red gingham. I don't really have a lot to work with here. I honestly thought that I was gonna, okay, what about yellow? You know what, we could try it. I just have a lot of fabric that I don't use on my shop anymore, like this yellow gingham. I think I have 1 wallet out of it, but it doesn't really sell well, so I just have extra. So we could try that. This will be good. I like that I'm gonna do different colors for the liners. Like I'm gonna have multiple different ones. Oh, we have more yellow gingham. Oh, it's like different though. Okay, we could try this green gingham. I don't know if we're gonna have enough, but we could try this for at least 1 bowl. And what else? Maybe a dark blue. We could try a dark blue. Let's try this one without knocking my whole stack over. Ooh, what about this gray gingham? Oh, I think that could actually be really cute. so that we have some sort of a neutral one. We could even do gray for, actually, I think this one will look best with gray. Yeah, so we could try this gray gingham. This will be good. I'm like slowly working through all of our different fabrics. I have a yellow, not a big fan of that. Okay, let's start with that. Ooh, purple gingham. Okay, let me get this one out too. We could do this. Honestly, any gingham. That's just what I'm picking out at this point. It's just any gingham print. You know what? I'm gonna get this pink gingham out, and if we don't end up using it, we'll probably use it for another one, but I think this could be really cute as well. So I'll put that out, and I'll just put these all, oh my gosh, we have so many. This is our whole stack. All right, moving right along, we've got the little strawberries. I honestly think this peach, oh wait, not peach, this pink is gonna be like our only one. So I like that, but then all of my other colors are not really matchy. Ooh, I was gonna do this blue gingham for the blue that we picked out. So I'm gonna set that aside. Even if we get like one bowl out of each fabric, I'm fine with that. I just wanna be able to use up some of the fabrics that I have, because I definitely have way too many. All right, what else? Red gingham? No. Ooh, maybe pink gingham. Pink gingham would look cute with this. Oh, we have more of this, so I'll set that over here as well. We have a lot from our limited edition collections. Pink, I don't really like with that one because this is more of a peach. We could do, oh my goodness, what else? Okay, we don't have very much for this one. I feel like whenever you get fabrics from a certain designer, it's almost like you have to match them with their other fabrics. Otherwise, it's really hard to find fabrics of like the same shade or like the same design or anything. What about this purple? That could be cute. I'll set it aside. We can consider it. What about this red? Is that dumb? Okay, what about red gingham? No. Honestly, I'm not mad at this red. It's not bad for a bowl. I think somebody might like it. It's one of those things where it's not my favorite, but I think somebody will like it. So I'll set that aside. What else do we got? It's like I really got to flip through every single one, otherwise I'm skipping some. Yellow gingham, pink, green, blue. I don't know. I don't really have a lot that matches with this. Yeah, I think that'll be it for this one. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which is the purple. Which the purple I'm scared about. I don't have a lot to match this. But let's see. Red gingham, no. Green would almost be cool. I don't know why I like that, but I kind of do. Ooh, we could do pink. Okay, here we go. We can do this very light baby pink, which I have some more of over here. So let me get this one out too. Which these are all from my limited edition collections. I just, for some reason, get way too much. So I'll set those aside. And what else can we do? We could do a blue. It's just not my first pick. So I'm gonna think on that. Ooh, I actually really like this. This is the Ditzy Picnic Pink Inner fabric. I actually really like that. It's like a very light cream with some patchwork to it. I think that's cute. Choose that one. What else? Ooh, what about these little white dots on pink? Ooh, I think that could be really cute. Set that one aside. At this point, it's like I'm just choosing out every pink fabric. All right, what about this one? This one is, actually, this looks like a fat quarter that I already cut. It probably is, but what about this one? That's cute. That's so cute. Okay, we'll do that. Do we even need any more? I feel like we've got enough for this one. And I don't think I have anything else either. Okay, yeah, if we feel like we don't have enough, then I can always come over here and grab one of the blues. Or we could even do the white, the plain white that I do for a lot of my inner fabric. But I think that should be good. Here's some more Ditzy pink, so I'll get that out just in case. Well, that was easy. That was honestly the hardest part of this whole process. So that means that the rest should go really smoothly, hopefully. So our next step is to lay these all out, cut them to their size, and get them all quilted so that we can have the outer fabric of our bowls all quilted. And then I'm also gonna cut our liners as well. now the next day. I've been working all morning on these, just cutting out the outer fabrics. I already finished up all of our liners last night. So here's all of our little boxed out liners. I put them in little groups. So we have like 1, 2, 3 groups, and I can't quite remember which ones go with which, but I'll remember once I look at them. Then in front of me here, we have all the outer fabrics. I also pinned the little labels in the side of them. So they're gonna have those little like flag looking labels out the side of them. And then I also cut up our scraps. So these ones I'm gonna turn into gift tags, which are brand new for my shop, and I'm really excited about them. I already made one just to kind of experiment with it. So this is the front, and here's the back. It has cardboard on it, or a cardstock on it. So I just sewed on top of that. I'm gonna put a little hole, add some ribbon. It's gonna be really cute. So that's the plan for all those. Then back here, I'm planning to make these all into little bitty bookmarks. And I'll show more about those once we actually get there, but that's my plan for all the scraps. And then I ended up cutting some wrong, and so some of the bowls will not be able to be made. I think it's like 2 bowls worth. So with those, I'm gonna end up doing some wallets. It's with the purple fabric, so I've gotta cut out some liner for those and make those as well. But the bowls are coming along really well. I'm just gonna continue sewing. Now at this point, I have finished all of the bowls right behind me. I also finished our 4 wallets that we had to do. I did different liners for all of those, so that each one is different. And I also have these bowls, which I just need to cut off the threads. As you can see here, there's just some threads left on them from making them little boxes. So I just need to cut those, and then those will all be done as well. And now I'm moving on to these, which are gonna be my gift tags. So I just sewed my very first one, and this is how it turned out. And this is the back side. I went with an ivory paper, and I just cut it out, and I cut the little corners off. And now I'm gonna go in with pinking shears, or I actually got a rotary blade to pink all the edges. So I'm gonna go through with that at the very end, but I think they're just gonna turn out so cute. And I don't have that many of them. I think I have 24. And I'm gonna use my scraps that we cut off earlier from the quilted pieces as our little ribbon on them. I think that's gonna be so cute. Then after that, we have this entire bucket worth to do for little bookmarks. And for those, I finally perfected a design that I like, and that is relatively easy. I don't know, I think it turns out a lot better than having to flip them. So this, I just did a top stitch around all 3 layers, and then I just used pinking shears on the edge. And I think it turns out so cute. I almost think it looks like a little ravioli for some reason. I don't know why, but overall for the customer, I think that this is a better final product for them than what I was doing. Which, if you didn't see my cozy night sewing video, that's pretty much all that we did. We made little bookmarks, and this is how they turned out. Just like pretty much the same idea. I mean, exactly the same idea, just a little bit different. And these ones I actually sewed good sides together and then flipped and then did a top stitch, but it just never turned out exactly how I want. So I'm gonna go forward with this design, and I'm gonna make it out of these little bitty scraps, so we'll have little tiny bookmarks with this whole launch. But so far, everything's going relatively smooth, so I'm just gonna keep it going. Mostly everything is now sewn, so the only things that I have left to do is go through and cut all the edges of these little bookmarks that I made last night. And the reason that I'm doing this is so that they don't fray on the edge, and it just makes for a really clean line on the edge. And the more that I do this, the more that they end up looking like stamps. Like, do you guys see it? They look like a little stamp. Maybe that's just me. But the whole idea of these is that these are a little bitty bookmark that go on the corner of your book, or on the corner of the page that you're on. And for these, I did every single one a little bit different. So I'm thinking about selling them in little bundles. So you can get like pink one, a blue one, and a purple one. or you could get like 2 of each or something like that. I don't know. But maybe I'll sell them as individuals as well. I'm not sure. I guess I could probably have single, 3-pack, 5-pack, 10-pack maybe, because each one is a little bit different. And I'll show you at the very end like the difference between all of them, but the front and the back piece is always different for every single one. And I did that because I think it looks better, honestly, when they're not all exactly the same. Oh my goodness, sometimes these are really hard to cut. And then I'm planning to also do these for just my regular fabrics that I have scraps of. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoy these. Otherwise, I don't know what to do with all these scraps because I have so many of them. And I actually still have an entire bin here because I only had, it was like 2 liner pieces per 1 quilted piece. So I still have half of the quilted pieces left. So if you guys really enjoy them, then I can cut out some more liner and make up some more. Actually make like double what I already have. But I just think it's gonna be so cute. Like tie them with a little like twine or ribbon or something as like a little bundle and just have them be like, especially at market, could you imagine? Just like having a little bundle like this and like tied with like a little bow, and I don't know, I think that's gonna be adorable. And they themselves work really well. I almost prefer these tiny ones compared to my huge ones that I have that I use from my tote bag scraps. So we might have to play around with sizing and see which ones you guys like the most, unless you like to have different size options, because I think I would prefer one of these little ones, but maybe for people that don't want to like lose them or they just prefer a larger piece in general, the larger ones would be good. Now, if this is not using every single piece of the fabric, I don't know what is. This is all that we have left as little scraps, and I'm just gonna toss them. Definitely gonna need a vacuum later. This is a little bit crazy. Okay, now I'm gonna move along to our very last step for this little mini collection, and that is adding the ribbon to our little tags here. So I want some ribbon to go through the top of this. I added a little hole there, just right here. I don't know if you can see that, but on the back side you can definitely see it. But the whole idea of these is that you're gonna tie them to one of your gifts, and then on the back here you can customize it with like to and from, or I don't know, people find all sorts of uses for these other than gifts. So I would like to have some ribbon in there so that people can just tie them to the gift or tie them to wherever they want, labeled for whatever reason. I don't know. Oh my gosh, even like, I don't know what made me think of this, but imagine like gifting some like jam or something and it's in like a little mason jar and you just tie this to like the top of the mason jar. That'd be so cute. Anyways, so we have 8 of each gift tag, and I want each one to be a little bit different. So I'm gonna take our scraps that we have over here in this huge pile that we had from like quilting. So it has batting on the back, but it all just comes off. And so these I'm gonna slice into like maybe like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch little slices. And then we will tie them, maybe like 2 or 3 different pieces of fabric through the top of here and then cut them to size, and it'll be so cute. I'm actually first just gonna see what this looks like. So let's just try this piece just to make sure that we don't wanna do just one. I'm trying to think of which way it should go. So I'm trying to avoid having the bad side of the fabric out. So I'm gonna pull this through here, and then, like, I don't know if this is too long. It probably is. And then we're gonna tie this. I don't know, it's just you're really gonna see the bad side of the fabric, so I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, like that looks a little weird. But if we had like a gray in there and then we had like a pink with it, I feel like you'd be less likely to see all the bad side of the fabric. And if it was smaller, yeah, I think it's definitely got to be a lot shorter. So maybe like to here, like to the end of the gift tag. Let's try that. I really am just experimenting here, so this is just gonna be a learning process because I've never done these on my shop. So let's see what this width is of this one, and then we can kind of go off of that. So this is 1 inch, so let's try half of this. Just cut it down. Okay, so how's that look? I feel like that is a good size for what we're going for. And then if we had, well, I don't know, do we need more than one? I mean, you really only need one to tie. And then I'm thinking, how long does it need to be? Yeah, we could split this in half. Let me try that. I'm just gonna chop this. Okay, let's try this again, just with half the length and half the width. I mean, it's cute. It is definitely fraying a lot though. That might be a bit of an issue. You know what? Let's just try another piece. Let's try it on the blue now. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. The fraying is like kind of part of the tag, but I don't want it to be like falling apart. Okay, here's the blue one. What do we think? I can't quite decide. I don't know. It would be so cute tied on something. Okay, new plan. Let's try. So I'm gonna cut this in half and just cut off these ends here. And now let's try cutting just like half a slice, but pinking it. Well, I guess I'm gonna pink this edge first. I hope it's called pinking. I don't know. These are just called pinking shears, so I assume so. And I also did order a rotary blade for this, but it just hasn't come in yet. Okay, so now let's try to get like half a piece. Yeah, this would be a lot easier with a rotary blade, but just have to do this for now. I also think that this adds something to the ribbon. Like it makes it look really, really cute. Okay, now let's try this. Let's do it on this purple one. And maybe we'll have to stick to these solid colors because there is really no bad side to them. But in theory, this should prevent it from fraying. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I haven't even tied it yet and it's already cute. Oh my gosh. Look at how cute that is with the little pink ribbon. That is so precious. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go with this. I'll pink a whole bunch of these little ribbons and then I'll tie them onto the top of these. And I'll try and use like all different fabrics so that we have a mixture so that they like match the bags and the bookmarks and everything. But how adorable is that? I love it. I'd be obsessed if I got this on my gift. I'd be like, this is a gift within itself. I love this. Ooh, maybe we should also make like little corners to the ends. Maybe that would be a cute idea. Yeah, definitely. So then they have like some sort of pointed end to them. How adorable is that? It's so cute. And then could you imagine like Bella written really cursive and pretty, and anyways, I don't know why Bella. Maybe like honestly any name. Okay, I'm gonna make some more of these little ribbons and then we'll tie them on. All right, I have just had another thought. We could just use regular ribbon. So let me try this. I'll just cut it a little bit long, but we could just use a regular ribbon on these so that we don't have to go through the whole process of pinking them and worrying about them fraying. And I think ribbon would be more durable anyways. So let's try this. Okay, I mean like it's cute. It just doesn't have the same effect. You know what I mean? Like it's cute, but it doesn't really add much to the tag. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. Now completed this entire mini collection, so let me show you everything that I made. Just from a first glance, you can tell these are very scrappy, they're very shabby, they're so cute, and each one is a little bit unique. So I tried to do different ribbons for each one. Like here's a gray plaid, or checkered, and then we have, gingham? A gray gingham. And then we have like a little mauve, and then we have light pink, we have dark red. We've also got, one of my favorites is right here. This one has little pink dots on it, and some of these actually match the bowls that I made and also the bookmarks since they're all the same fabric. But super, super happy with how these turned out. And the whole point of these is that you tie them onto your gift using this ribbon, and then on the back here you can say to and from. You can just customize it any which way, and then these are completely reusable. You can use them Christmas after Christmas, for birthday gifts, bridesmaids gifts, they would be adorable, even like Mother's Day, all sorts of different gifts year round. These would be great for. And I hope that you guys like these because I would love to do them for like Christmas. I'd love to do little launches for like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. I think they would just be such a little cute addition to your gifts. So definitely let me know. Is there anything that you would change about them? Is there anything that you think I should add? Do you like the size? I don't know. Just let me know everything to do with these because I'll take all your recommendations. Then moving right along to the bookmarks. I put them in the little bowls just to keep them all safe, but these little bookmarks are great for keeping your page in your book. So your pages go right in here. There's like a little slit right here. And then on the front and the back, this one happens to be the same, but a lot of them are different. So for example, this one has the little pink strawberries as the quilted fabric and the pink gingham, and then your page goes right in here, and on the back side it's this very light pink. But some of them are like very bold on how different they are. For example, this one has that gray gingham with the blue, and then on the back side it's a little pink with white dots. So some of them are very similar to each other, some are very different, and these I haven't quite decided yet, but I think I'm gonna sell either as like a random single one, and you can select which background fabric you want. So whether it's these flowers on blue, or it's the pink strawberries, sorry, it's like really not focusing, or it's the purple, you can like choose the background, but then the rest of it will be random. And then I'm also thinking about selling like a little 3-pack or a 5-pack of either a variety or like single, like it would be all purples. Like for example, you get a 3-pack and then this would be the 3. So you'd have like completely different ones, and on the back they're all different as well. So then you could have like 3 different bookmarks if you read 3 different books at a time, or if you have like one for your journal, one for your cookbook, one for your reading book, one for anything. These are great for any book. So that's the plan there. And then a variety pack would be like this. It would be 1 purple, 1 blue, and 1 pink, and then all of them a little bit different. So that is the plan with those. And then as far as the bowls that I made, the bowls might be my favorite part of this launch. Well, it definitely is my favorite part, but let's go through them together. So first up, we have this blue with little white flowers on it. And some of them I kept as the round bowl, but if I had more than one of the exact same bowl, I made it into a square. So for example, I already had a round yellow one, so this one I turned into a square, because when I did a poll a really long time ago, it was like really divided whether people like the round one or the square one. So this time around, if I only had one, I did it as a round. If I had 2, then the second one I would make into a square like this. But for a lot of the blue ones, they are very unique on the inside, so there's only one of a couple of them. So this one is a blue gingham. We have that yellow gingham that I showed, so I also have a round one of this. We have a little pink gingham. I really tried to make them very unique and different than what I normally do. Then moving along to little pink strawberries. This isn't all the fabrics that I have, this is just a couple of them. But for little pink strawberries, I did crosshatch quilting on the outside. Then we have this beautiful little pink mauve. And like I said, so I had more than one of this one, so I turned one of them into a square. So if you prefer the square, chances are I'll probably have one in each one except for some of the blues. This one is my absolute favorite. This one is little purple flowers, and on the inside it has little pink polka dots, and it matches that gift tag that I showed you guys earlier. Then same with this purple, we have little pink on the inside with some white dots on it. And then, oh, here's another blue. This one is that blue outer fabric and then a really dark blue on the inside for a stark contrast. Then since I cut some of the fabric wrong after I quilted it, I did end up making 4 keychain wallets, and they're all in the purple print. So the outside is the exact same for all of these, but the inside is different. So let me just open them all up really quick. So we have 4 different options. First one is this dark mauve pink. Up next is a dark purple. The third one is a light pink. And then the fourth one is the liner fabric for the Ditzy Picnic Pink. So those will also be up with this collection as well. But other than that, that is all that I made from all this fabric. And again, I have so many other bowls sitting over there. I think I made a total of 34 bowls, which is crazy. I can't believe that I did that. But another huge, huge thank you to Linda and Maddie. This would not be possible without them. So I can't say it enough. Thank you so much. So I'll pick out some of my favorites and make up a little goodie bag for them. But if you enjoy any of these products and you would like one, I will be sure to link some of them in this video. Otherwise, you can shop at xoxocharley.com. And I always appreciate your guys' support on not only my YouTube channel, but also my shop. I am a small business. Everything is handmade by me. So it just feels really good that people still support small businesses, women-owned, all those good things. And I hope you guys enjoyed the process of me making 2 brand new products. The bowls are not new. They are relatively new, but I've made them before. And I've had so many DMs asking for some more. So those I've made before, and I'm hoping to come out with bowls in just my regular fabric as well. But as far as the corner bookmarks and the gift tags, those are all brand new. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Mwah. Bye.